Welcome back, everybody. We're going to hop right into it because it is Game 3, the decider between EG and Stay Free. I'm Gods. Joining me, as always for today, is Vikramon, man. It's on. EG have got themselves a true series here, a true challenge.
They absolutely do. The first game was pretty dominant, but the second game was a calamity, really. Stay Free really just rolled them. I love the CG draft this game, though. I think this is really neat. They just, again, they don't want to lose. They go for one of the most ideal compositions to make a Troll Warlord work that you could possibly have. And they spend so many picks on it. Like, they ignore supports entirely, allow quite a few support bands to go out, just to make sure that they secure Troll Warlord and two additional core heroes that scale extremely well off of his ultimate. So this is actually one of Mojo Stormstout's best heroes too. I think he's
Yeah.
really good on the Troll. Troll is really strong, and it goes so well with Weaver and Prophet. They can team fight with the Sand King. They can gank with the Weaver. They can push with the Prophet on the Troll. It's got everything. Stay Free. They've got some good heroes, but EG is going to be putting a lot more pressure on them this game than they did last game.
And they're not really banking as much on Jo getting the farm and tanking up. Like last game, I felt like there was a lot resting on Gyrocopter. They didn't really have
Yeah.
enough coming out from their other lanes and heroes and players. So this time around, it's like, well, if Weaver has a tough time, doesn't farm all too well, you've got a Troll who should win his... Well, I guess he's going to be against an OD, so he doesn't flat out win his lane. You've got a Nature's Prophet as well for Universe. You've got this multi-core lineup, which EG seem to succeed pretty well with.
Yeah, and for Stay Free, I think interesting that they valued the Bane so highly. Usually, we only see Bane picked this quickly when it's something like a Lifestealer situation, and I think they may struggle to make the Bane relevant just because there's so many targets that you'd want to hit with it. EG, by the way, they like didn't draft any stuns in their first three heroes. They're like, okay, let's go all out on the stuns, but Stay Free using that next level NEL meta, the Lycanthrope coming into play.
Is this going to be a off lane Lycan, or do you think it's going to be a safe
Uh,
lane farmer?
Well, that's actually a pretty good question. It is Zion, so he's their usual offlane player.
Yeah.
This looks like a jungly composition. You'd probably want more regen for any other situation, and Lycan can't really offlane in the first
I
place.
think he's going
So
safe lane farm.
it's might be safe lane farm, yeah, because they can run an
Offensive
aggressive tri
trial.
lane, safe lane Lycan, and the OD mid. OD mid against Troll is not that favored for the OD. Troll does okay. But one thing that I've discovered in watching some of these Lycan games that like Bulba's been running, Howl throws you off so much because it's a free more than a Luna Lunar Blessing to every other lane every time
Yes.
Lycanthrope uses it.
And do you think has Lycan just been maxing this first, or how do you normally skill the Lycan?
They at least get a couple ranks of it.
Okay.
Whether or not you max it depends on how the game runs. They are on Dire, so it's if you end up wanting to do a quick Roshan, you really don't want Howl for that. You want Wolves.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just take the first rank of Howl, or maybe one or two ranks of it early,
Yeah.
and then just do the normal Lycan build where you mostly max Wolves with some ranks of Feral Impulse.
It's kind of like
If
Battle Trance
Lycan's
being
doing
global. Like you can use that at level
Yeah,
1. Like if there's an engagement in the tri lane, you pop that
absolutely.
in. That's plus 20 damage. It's like having a fourth hero. Like you, at this point,
Yeah,
because it's plus 60 damage for the tri lane, which is well, that's how much the hero's hit for to begin with, practically.
exactly. He doesn't even have to be there. In fact, it's almost counterproductive for him to be there because he just dies.
Yeah.
He can just use Howl and casually dominate. Like, I've seen mid just be lost on the basis of somebody thinks it's okay and then Howl comes out. And it's just, well, it's a really strong spell, honestly. Lycan's problem is his laning, but he should have an okay lane against Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, it looks like there may be a lane switch going on, but we'll introduce our two teams. Over on the Radiant side, currently tied 1-1 after losing game 2, it is Team Evil Geniuses. Fog going to be playing a Nyx Assassin. Looks like he's headed top with Universe on the Nature's Prophet. Mid lane's going to be MSS, Mojo Stormstart on the Troll Waller. Then bottom lane, a bit of a dual lane action coming out from EG. Jo on the Weaver and Fear playing the Sand King.
Yeah, very interesting. Honestly, I really like both drafts. I think these teams have gone for something really interesting. Stay Free on the Dire just equalized it with an absolute all-in lineup featuring safe lane farming Bounty Hunter and Spirit Breaker. Here they go with something a little bit different, the KYXY style farming of offensive tri-lane Windrunner for Corey, joined by Tralf on the Naga Siren and PPD, Peter Pandam, on the support Bane. Then the middle lane will be piloted up by Enzo on the Outworld Devourer to go up against MSS's Troll, and Zai playing as Michael Bublé, the famous lounge singer. He's on the Lycanthrope. And now that there's two people here, this is going to be quite a bit harder for Lycan.
Yeah, it's a bit more annoying. He has got the Howl. He can still last it okay, get the Wolves out, but this is just more about putting a bit more pressure on him at top. But bottomly interesting, it's actually Tralf who got the regen pull. Like, I was looking at OD, I was like, okay, he went Null Talisman, Tengo's, no regen pull. Tralf went Poor Man's Shield first item, got pulled a Salve as well as Tengo's here in the off lane.
Interesting. I mean, Riptide is potentially very strong against... If they are timely with their spells, I do think that the fact that Bane doesn't do much at level 1 doesn't really matter, because Jo will be neutered. Like, he's doing 29 auto attack damage right now. Okay, it's doubled with Geminate, but that's not really a big deal. If they should land like a Shackle on Weaver, he could just die, because they have really good damage. His armor is reduced, and Windrunner does
And they get
damage.
the bonus damage from Hal, potentially. If they time it well and just coordinate well, we'll get a bunch of bonus damage. He's actually going for a second point in Hal, so 2 in the Hal, and this is going to be very tough to deal with. Like you say, 1 Shackle or an Ensnare to land, and possible kills come out. Fee just walks into the lane and straight up sandstorms it. That's making a statement.
That is making a statement. I mean, certainly they don't. It's not like they have any detection, but it's also not like this is actually doing much of anything.
It's really not. I guess it's his way of getting experience range. EG actually can use the full camp if they want.
MSS.
Haste room?
Look at how much damage Bane does with his auto attack. I can't believe I'm saying this. Bane is soloing Troll with auto attacks.
The plus 30 damage from Hal. Like, that's freaking legit. It has a 12-second duration as well. Like, your Battle Trance, which gives a bunch of attack speed, lasts like 5 seconds, 6 seconds. This Hal lasts a good 12 seconds. Early game, that's huge.
Right, and because his lane was difficult, he's picked up the second rank in it rather than just going straight for Wolves, and that's made it even more powerful. Just that Rune Steel alone allowed the Bane to completely take control, so nice first blood for Stay Free, but EG aren't in dire straits just yet, not even close. They forced the third player off of the bottom lane, because that's the lane that Stay Free really has not dominated.
Yeah.
JO's behind on farm, but not that much. EG has been running this dual lane, so that gives them a little bit of extra XP. Universe is doing okay, and MSS, even with the death, is actually outlast hitting Enzo in mid.
That's quite impressive. That's with a death as well as OD having Hal bonus damage, so something you wouldn't expect. Yeah, I feel like Stay Free have the stronger dual lane here at bottom, though. Like the Naga Siren Windrunner, especially with the Poor Man's Shield on the Naga Siren, Corey with a fast Basta Ring, I feel like they can just straight up win this lane. Sand King needs just some levels before he can do a whole lot.
Yeah, Fear has hit level 3, so it becomes a little more difficult. Every single time Sand King hits an odd-numbered level, his power grows really, I'm not going to say exponentially, but by a lot. But even so, if they decide they really, really want to kill Weaver, they can make a plausible attempt at it with the fact that they have Ensnare, they have Shackle Shot. Jo, in fact, is going to have to be extremely careful about his positioning in this lane in general.
4-minute rune coming up. It's going to spawn top, and Stay Free had a support her on both top and bottom rune ready to try and snag it. And, well, Invis rune gets picked up by the Bane. He may look to rotate on MSS here. MSS had an Observer Ward to scout this out, but he hasn't backed off. The Nightmare's in range.
Naga's here.
Is there Hal? There's the Hal. There's the bonus damage. Wow, there's so much plus damage here. MSS going to get brought down, it looks like. The Ensnare is there. One more right click comes out. Just enough damage. The Hal was instrumental there. Without that, they don't get that kill.
Yeah, so I don't know if Bulba actually invented this. He was the first person I saw doing it a lot, but...
Bulba definitely. Bulba invents everything,
so good. That's true, he does invent everything, so... meanwhile, Corey in a lot of trouble. This is the exact correct response from EG, and really well timed.
The sun was used as the wind run came out. Corey looking for a Shackle, not going to get it, but they're not going to try dive under this tower. It would have been actually probably too risky for JO with such low HP.
They could have just ensnared and gotten an easy kill with Riptide.
Wow. Stay Free taking it to EG here. EG, the definite favorites in this matchup. Now they're going to go on Fear. Fear's got both Burrow Strike as well as Sandstorm. He's going to go Sandstorm up. He's sitting on 40 HP. Now, okay, he's got mana with a Magic Stick. He's going to pop it just now. Corey, wind running forward. Not going to be able to get that kill. Didn't have mana for another power shot.
Right. If he had the power shot mana, that would be one thing. But the fact that he didn't, and ends up just mostly being...
MSS kills the OD. That was a solo kill, in fact, as well.
Wow.
Maybe he hit a bash or something, but...
I think he got a couple bashes. And also, Whirling Axes is not to be underestimated. It does really, really great damage.
For the time being, EG get themselves on the board, and that's something they really needed here, because none of these lanes going exceedingly well for them, apart from mid, which is now have got a kill as well.
Yeah, I think mid is doing the best by far. Of course, now he picks up a kill. He had 2 deaths, so it's very important for MSS to do as well in this lane as possible. Again, Troll is the linchpin to this whole thing. If Troll's having a really bad time, the EG lineup might actually struggle, because Weaver and Nature's Prophet are having not the fastest
actually
starts.
Just got a 5.5-minute Midas, which is actually pretty good.
True.
Did have the help and support of the Nyx Assassin up top, but that's a pretty decent time for me. And then he can go jungle, leave Fog the solo experience at top. Fog's actually level 5.5 already, so this Nyx Assassin will get a very fast level 6. I like what EG are doing, although they have given up a couple kills early on. I think they've got a pretty clear plan moving forward.
They definitely have a clear plan. I mean, I still think that the troll is like the fact that he got that kill is really good. But you're totally right. Universe, the laning decision, especially the rotation of the Nyx top, was
Mid
amazing.
lane.
Will he die though?
They want to go on MSS here. There isn't ensnare, but possible backup coming. Sand King's nearby, just near the Ancients here at the mid lane.
The timing wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
It was only off by maybe a second and a half, but it was off.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Fogged could be a major factor this game. There's not that much easy prey, but the Bane certainly could take a huge hit from the Vendetta because he's only level 3, being hunted by now a level 6 Nyx Assassin.
Yes, Nyx, looks like he may just want to leave this lane here. Now he hits level 6. Sand King Fear is already actually up here, so either looking for a kill with Fogged or maybe just to take the lane, get some farming experience. Fogged picks up a Boots and Magic Stick as well, and, well, he may just leave this lane. He's backing off back to his tower here, maybe just also afraid of Stay Free, going for some kind of an engagement.
Right. I mean, certainly with the Howl available, they're now level 2 of it. Here's Fogged going in, actually, wants the Vendetta. They've got a second player here. He does hit the Impaled. Fear's here to follow up with the Burrow Strike, and there goes Lycan. Maybe no, he hits the ultimate, and PPD covering his escape with the Nightmare. War Beast is going to truck on away with the max movement speed.
He's just too tanky. He had 1.5k HP with Strength Treads. And I definitely, I was surprised they went for the kill. Then I didn't realize they had a Nature's Prophet ultimate, which almost gave him enough damage. But even with the Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature, they couldn't get that kill.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that they definitely would just commit as heavily as possible to at least getting the Lycanthrope down, but even so, at least it frees up the lane. Fogg's going to level up even more. He's now transitioning into sort of a, not a core Nyx Assassin, but at least a Nyx Assassin that you're relying on to deliver. Yeah. Nyx is a pretty level-dependent hero if you're going to pick him. If they had just kept a tri-lane, and Nyx and SK were level 3 at like 8 minutes, that's a really bad support player.
Also, it's a little bit farm-dependent early on. Like, you really need your Arcane Boots. Without Arcane Boots on Nyx, you don't really have the mana to do your full combo.
Mm-hmm. MSS, meanwhile, has done a little bit more roaming, so he's actually freed up the lane a bit. He was winning this lane even with the deaths against OD by Enzo, but Enzo now is caught up pretty much on last hits and moving towards Treads rather than Tranquils, because the lane phase is pretty much over now anyway.
All right, well, as it stands, OD just going to continue farming his way at the middle lane. He has got the backup of that Naga Siren constantly being here. So Trout being very proactive with his positioning, but there is a smoked up Fear on the Sand King. He's just level 4, but he's looking to maybe make something happen here in the middle lane. Nature's Prophet Universe thinking about getting involved as well. He's got his Wrath of Nature back in, so we do have the ability to add some extra burst damage.
Enzo's pretty deep. I could see this Burrow Strike just completely destroying
your Burrow Strike. Troll goes in as well. Wrath of Nature to fall, and it looks like Enzo going to take a fall. No response coming from... Well, there is a response from Stay Free, but they've already lost the OD, so the damage has been done. Yeah. Weaver even coming in as well towards this middle lane. He's got Tranquil Boots for himself, and... Well, Stay Free lose one at the mid. And once again, it's the OD going down.
Yeah, that's a loss they can ill afford to have, because Lycan, I mean, it's great that he's giving damage to everybody else, but the OD, that big burst of... I think if he stays up even a little longer, like if he at least defensively astrals himself and then uses the magic wand upon his respawn, he can get Sanity's Eclipse and maybe an auto attack or two, and then I think that fight could go very differently. But EG, to their credit, very quickly dropping him down.
Yep. Well, EG, Jo can pick himself up a Ring of Aquila with the Tranquil Boots and continue to farm and harass away at this bottom lane. He's very sustainable. He can take anyone on as far as 1v1 matchups go. So if they want to shut him down and deal with him, they need to maybe even send multiple heroes bottom. So he can just continually pressure this tier 1 tower. Although it hasn't taken any damage yet, we may start looking towards him, putting that Ring of Aquila on and just trying to go for a tier 1 tower. Because so far, neither team really with much of a pushing lineup until EG gets some more levels and farm on this Nature's Prophet and start split pushing.
Absolutely, and EG are doing a really good job of that, I think. Like, Universe going for that Shadow Blade. Almost forgot about this item because people haven't been going. We've seen Bulldog move away from it a little bit. We've seen some other players maybe less relying on it, but I think it's great here. They could even go double Shadow Blade with MSS and Universe and have an extremely strong mobile ganking lineup. Nyx Assassin, Vendetta, 2 Shadow Blades, and a Weaver. It's pretty scary. It does commit them, like... Detection becomes better and better against them, but I think their burst damage is so good that you'll be really scared to Stay Free going for like a gem.
Well, both teams going for a bit of a push in. Nature's Prophet just throws the ultimate casually just to try and slow down this push at top lane. Nyx Assassin actually going to miss the Impale, but he's got Arcane Boots, plenty of mana. It looks like this tier 1 tower is going to go down. Can EG actually get a trade here? It doesn't look like they're really pushing fast enough. There's a Naga Siren sleep, so EG have to be very careful here at the bottom lane.
They have Battle Trance, which is a decent equalizer, but I just don't see Weaver without any items being able to trade this. Nice
Nick's going to
Impale.
drop an Impale. Here at the top lane, Tower going to get brought down. The Bane getting the last here as well. MSS shows up. The Shackle Shot on the Nyx means that chasing isn't really possible here. MSS with no real lockdown, so he needed the Nyx maybe to set something up. And EG lose their tier 1 top tower, and they're not really taking a whole lot here at the bottom lane.
Right. Stay Free, I think they're doing the right thing with... They don't really have that much damage right now, so they're avoiding large engagements in which they won't really just be blowing people up. And just focusing on areas where the Howl is going to really work in their favor as they move the Windrunner towards Mechanism. Which I think is the right pickup for her here, too.
Alright, well,
If OD isn't going.
Yeah, EG, the one hero who's going fantastic is Universe. He's just been completely untouched throughout this entire game. He's got himself a very fast Shadow Blade, potentially. Just 500 gold away from that now, and it'll be like a 13, 14-minute Shadow Blade. MSS doing pretty well at mid, but he's got the 2 deaths, so that decent CS of his is somewhat negated. OD wants his top Acer, and he'll get it with an Astral Imprisonment, and immediately pops it to get out of there.
Smart. I mean, I think very likely if he doesn't immediately use it,
Yeah.
he runs the risk of an Impale in his face.
Prophet
and
was
a
threatening to
guaranteed
TP
death.
as it was. I think he cancelled a TP that was going to go in.
Yeah, I think for Stay Free, they did get this tier 1. This frees up Lycanthrope to farm quite a bit, which is great. But they did go fast Vlad's on him. It's actually done now. If they want Roshan, which is really the test for this Vlad's, it's not going to be the easiest thing to get against this EG composition with its massive AoE stuns, unless you get the tier 1 bot or really the tier 1 mid.
Well, as it stands, it's EG actually with a slight level advantage, looking at least some of the top levels with the Prophet as well as Troll, both level 10. So EG with a 3,000 experience lead, but it's the Dire team with about a 1,500 gold lead. So EG getting the levels, meanwhile Stay Free getting the farm, and we're going to see another kill go the way of EG as they get a successful Vendetta Gate at bottom. They kill off the Windrunner, and now maybe create the space and time they need to get this tier 1 bottom tower in exchange for the one that Stay Free took top.
And yeah, you mentioned the quick Arcane Boots for Fogged. That kill actually gives them the Arcane Boots on Fear as well. So these two heroes who have very important spells but not very impressive mana pools are now capable of just sustaining a good time. And EG has so much stun with this support pair now that they have the levels. I mean, the critical decision for them was bringing Fog top, and I think it's paid off in spades so far.
Yep, Corey going to respawn immediately, TP back bottom. He's working on a mech of his own, so Phase Boots mech almost completed for him. That'll give Stay Free a bit more teamfight presence, but for the time being, they haven't got it. And we're looking at this tier 2 tower under siege here.
Yeah, the Stay Free's composition does struggle to, I mean, perform against like an anti-push situation, just because EG, if anybody commits to it and comes up, they can just stun them to death, more or less, just with the supports alone.
It looks like
and
Stay
Battle
Free is thinking about
Trance-
Roche.
Yeah, I mean, they went Medallion, too. This is
Yep.
basically like in pure Roshan mode. And the issue is that
been
EG
pinged.
has probably seen it. They just pinged it.
Looks like they have a pretty good idea of what's going on here. Medallion gets used. They hear the Howl as well, so they know. They're thinking, why would the Lycan use Howl? It could help him
They
jungle
saw
a little
him
bit
and-
faster, but yeah.
He does have, I love this wolf cosmetic for Lycan. They look really quite handsome. And actually, it might just go down fast enough that EG can't really do much of anything.
The Weaver
They
coming in a
decided
bit
to let
late.
it go. They knew it was happening, but they let it go.
I think it's too risky to fight into the Naga Siren sleep.
Yeah, I
Ralph even
agree.
thinking about sleep. Meanwhile,
Oh.
mid lane, OD's actually gone in, and they're actually gonna kill on the Troll Warlord here.
Nice grip. It
Caught
was
the
pure
very
grip.
little bit of end of
They
that
cut
one.
out Fog.
Well, the sleep
Will they
is
use
there.
Prison? Yeah, use Prison.
Astral comes in. They've got an ensnare from Trout as well. I think this is going to be a dead Fog. He's Vendetta. He'll get out of range of the Sentry. Okay.
Yeah.
Needed
Just using
to,
that Vendetta, but the Roshan Gold finishes their mechanism, and now I think they can push. They've got this.
yeah.
Howl.
This damage output with a Vlad's and Howl is pretty ridiculous. EG are going to lose this middle tier 1 tower in no time at all. All they can go is for counter push. Throw in some just split push Nature's Prophet play, and I guess maybe they're still looking fine, EG, but this is still a bit of cause for concern for them now that Stay Free have the Aegis.
Right. I honestly don't think either team has a very substantial advantage right now. Both teams can push. Both teams are frankly fairly similar, except EG delivers a lot more auto attack damage,
Yeah.
and Stay Free have that burst potential with the Outworld Devourer. In fact, I think Stay Free agree. Like, you can see that because they didn't go the mechanism for the OD, they went they didn't go Tranquil's mech. They went Treads, Force Staff into what I assume is going to be Sheep.
Yeah.
And this is really smart because that's what they need to deliver damage in the mid game against EG, who can just battle trance and right-click you to death.
Yeah, Lycan's nice and all, but he gets kited around a bit too easily and just isn't really the most reliable source of damage in a team fight.
Yeah, they just have so much stuns against the Lycan. He's going to have to absolutely rush that BKB like nobody's business. I'm actually surprised he decided to go for the Medallion rather than Medallion on a support, and he just goes straight BKB.
Yeah, I'm with you there, but it did help them get that nice and early Roshan, and for the time being, Stay Free still have plenty of time, it seems, to just farm, get their items up. EG, we've seen them throughout this series. They're just happy to sit back and play this farming-based game. So I guess Stay Free recognizing that and knowing they've got time to actually get those BKBs up.
Yeah. Jo just going for Lincoln, so fairly standard builds all around for EG. MSS has the Morbid Mask. We'll have to see if he moves that into a Vlad's or if he does a Helm of the Dominator. Both are very viable options. Right now he's just ducking under the tower, knowing that Stay Free are there even though there's smoke. Good instincts.
The aggressive ward behind the tower, so Stay Free see what's going on. They get some decent vision. At least to the edge of the tower. They saw the Sand King walk on through, so they know at least one hero is underneath here. But there's actually a couple, and, well, they're going to reveal themselves and go straight out for this push. I have to see if EG try and TP defend this, or maybe they just TP on out. Power Shot looking for heroes, and EG, one TP out. Fear, he's still hiding underneath. Needs to be careful. Burrow Strike to the trees. He's been pinged, though. Power Shot, Shackle. Oh, Grip, everything. Fear going to get brought down.
I think the Power Shot actually gave the vision, right? To get the grip off?
Yeah,
nice.
they heard and saw the Burrow Strike into those trees, so they knew he was there, and that's where they used the Power Shot vision.
Still, EG manages to trade a tower for Jo, who, again, is a little bit behind where we'd want him to be. He's 2 levels behind this sort of clump of level 11 heroes. Now 1 level, though. He does get a tower that's a lot of gold, because he is rushing Lincoln, so you really want to get that nice and early so you can move into items that are a little bit higher impact for damage. So he'll be able to clear out that Lincoln's and move towards something else quite quickly.
Yeah, Universe going straight for an Orchid on himself, so wanting to have that silence as well as the slightly more damage output item. Like Hex is nice for as far as lockdown goes, but the Orchid gives you a lot more bonus damage.
A small little coup for Stay Free. They force out a fortification with just Naga and Windrunner. So the Lycan can then mop up when you don't have a fortification against him. But EG, look at this. Battle of the Pushes.
Trading
Battle Trance.
You've got Hal versus Battle Trance, I guess, and actually Stay Free can defend this. The song is there. They've slept up Universe as well as a little bit more here. Can they actually get the kill here? Doesn't look like it. Tower not even getting denied. The Treants get the last hit, and Stay Free not going to catch anyone out. They were really hoping for a pick-off as well as a tower deny there, and they don't get any of that.
Oh, no, they don't have vision against Fogged either. They need a constant level of just incredibly good vision against a team that has so much stealth opportunities. Tralf, hunted by Fog. There's the mana burn. Universe is here. The ultimate gets thrown out. The Wrath of Nature. Tralf, nice defensive nightmare here by PPD. And Fog, how does that Shackle not latch?
I don't know. There was so many trees like all around it. It was like that small little line where there was no trees. But they get the kill. Lycan actually going for a Shadow Blade helps secure it.
Wow.
Interesting little pickup.
Dota 2 is a really weird game, is what I say every time I see a Shackle Shot. But, I mean, Lycan
Dota 1
has
was
been
a
doing
more
work.
weird game. Trust me, with Shackle Shots in Dota 1, it was just bonkers.
Yeah. I mean, Lycan got that bottom tower. He got the kill. So even though Universe got the top tower, again, both of these teams have incredibly good push. Lycan is mostly forgotten because nobody runs him, but this hero pushes like nothing doing.
Neither team wanting to fight one another. They just want to keep trading towers for towers, and EG going to just counter push at top lane, start pressuring this tier 3. They're no chance at all in getting it or even doing much damage
race?
here. But okay, Stay Free say let's commit to this. We've got the Aegis on the Lycan. We want to try and force TPs back, force a fight here. Sand King has Epicenter, but there's no Blink Dagger or any way of really getting into this fight, and well, Stay Free have a great composition here to force a fight.
Yeah, the Naga stays home. EG has 2 people out there. MSS is going to tier 2. Universe is TPing back.
They're just throwing stuns to try and stall, like throw an Impale. I guess Sand King can't really stun in, or he pays for his life. It looks like EG will get the tier 2 bottom.
Yeah, overall, I mean, they did a lot of damage to this tier 3. And frankly, they still have plenty of time on Aegis.
If they can just keep stalling, MSS will force TPs back eventually.
30 seconds for Aegis. They really want to use this Stay Free.
Oh, Sand King, Burrow Strike catches out a couple here. Lycan going to pop the ultimate. I don't see any way of him dying. Sand Eclipse gets dropped by the OD, and now down goes Jo. No, he's going to time-lapse out! Oh, he could have time-lapsed. He didn't actually go for it. Instead, stun comes out, catches multiple heroes. Jo are going to go in. He's brought back, time-lapse back into the fight. It looks like EG are going to come out on top here. They're chasing down Enzo. Enzo's got nowhere to run. The Nyx Assassin comes in with the Vendetta, still has the Impale, and Lycan gets forced to just run his way out of there.
Nice job by Universe. It's only got wards on it, but this is another tower. Yeah. This is EG seizing control of the game. They wanted to use that Aegis so badly that they committed themselves to a somewhat iffy fight.
Jo had just like resigned to the fact he was going to die, then buy back. That he didn't actually realize he could have actually got off his ultimate. After the stuns wore off, he actually just right-clicked and walked like along, like as if he'd like just stop controlling his hero. And then he suddenly realized, oh wait, I can still ulti. So he started casting it too late and actually ended up dying. But he bought back, and anyways, EG turned that fight around with ease. They were happy to lose Jo to make sure they win that fight, and now they're going to get 2 towers to follow.
Yeah, 2 towers, a very favorable fight, because as the fight drags on, again, Stay Free really don't have the damage for sustained engagement like that compared to EG with the low cooldown battle trance. They used their Sanity's Eclipse. It did a lot of damage, but it's not like Enzo has the Mystic Staff. This was a pre-Mystic Staff Sanity's Eclipse, so it did some work, but not enough. And so Stay Free, I don't want to say they lost their moment, but that was a very important fight for them to at least get the tier 3, and they didn't. And they lose. I mean, if we just look at the graph.
For the first time in this game, EG have a actual gold lead. Like, at various points it's been even or like 2 gold in EG's favor, but EG now pulling ahead, and at least in a very obvious way. Also, I feel strategically, having a Nature's Prophet troll in the late game kind of just cheesy rat Dota type game with both teams split pushing a lot is fantastic. And now Weaver is finally coming into play. Has a Lincoln Sphere. We'll start thinking about, I imagine, a Desolator. Possibly an MKB, not bad as well, but Desolator always great if you want to be pushing fast.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Fogged, now they're just hunting. He's spotted out Zai, Michael Bublé, and I don't think they can necessarily kill him. Yeah, I don't see it happening. But if he walks towards the rest of their team, sure.
Weaver's nearby.
Fogged is spotted. He has no more time left at it.
Vendetta, Impale.
Still gets it.
Oh, he needs to pop the ultimate soon. Shukuchi Dam is there. Nature's Prophet with an ulti as well. And Michael Bublé's got no mana for an ulti, but the Shadow Blade's going to be enough. EG suddenly realizing, hey, we need to buy Dust and Sentries, or maybe even a Gem.
Probably a good idea. I
Prophet
assume
had
they will
Dust.
now.
He could have TP'd in for that.
Right. Huh, yeah, he decides not to. I mean, Universe is kind of the anchor of this team right now. He's been part of every kill but one. Hasn't died. He got very good levels early. They were sort of Fogged acted as the guarantor for those, and now he has Orchid moving towards Scythe of Ice. I just feel that Stay Free, this lineup right now can't really exert the control they want. OD, maybe after Scythe of Ice something could happen, but MSS is moving towards his BKB.
Well, Universe back to split pushing the bottom lane. It's like, and it's not just this game. It was like the first game when he was playing the Clockwork in EG's past victories. The Universe is always making plays happen, and so instrumental to this EG lineup, it feels like.
I honestly, I think these new players, EG, they haven't ironed out everything yet, but I think this lineup has huge potential. I think MSS and Universe are both really fantastic players. And here, SF, you can see they're feeling the pressure. Now they're going for smoke ganks, which is not what their lineup's built for.
They're going to find him. The smoke's going to reveal in a second. They know Universe is there, but he's already TP'd out. PPD not going to find him in time.
Yeah.
Oh, the power
MSS,
looking.
Again, with these bold builds, not going for the BKB here. Just going to go straight for that Desolator. And now Jo is freed up to not go Deso, first of all, because he would be quite a bit off it in the first place. And secondly, their push is insane now. Yeah. Although for what it's worth, Troll Nature's Prophet is cool, but you know what's even cooler? Troll Lycanthrope.
That sounds very nasty.
It really is, though. Like, it's good.
Well, Stay Free now. Going to be looking to maybe go for the next Roshan, which is respawning very soon. They're already in the pit, it looks like. Michael Bublé. Has he got his BKB? Yes, he has. So it comes out on the courier, and with that, maybe they can somewhat safely go for this Roshan, because EG not really in position to fight this. They've got a couple of heroes near the mid lane heading up into the Dire jungle, but for the most part, they're just not at this Roshan pit.
Right. I think they... instead they're going to go for ganks. If they can make this work by getting the kills, that's one thing, but I think they have to take a quick Roshan here.
Well,
and I don't know about you, Gods,
lane,
but...
So.
Yeah. Do you think this is just another Lycan Aegis, probably?
I think so, although I guess it wouldn't be too bad on the OD.
I feel like OD would be a good choice, but then again, he's kind of one and done right now still, because Sanity's Eclipse is only rank 2.
Serious damage here. No one's actually defending, because they're going for Roshan nice and fast, but they've got to TP back ASAP.
Yeah.
Lycan picks up the Aegis, but he dropped his TP scroll. He hasn't got a TP now, because he dropped the TP to pick up the Aegis, so he's going to walk his way to this top lane. EG get themselves a tower.
That's an odd decision.
But
can they catch MSS at least? EG just smoking away. What a nice disengagement from this team. Although, like, oh my god, he spotted them.
Dusted.
Wow, dust!
This is still okay for EG, I think. They need to cancel the grip that's going to come out from PPD. EG, do they re-engage to this one? There's an Astro coming out. Meanwhile, it's Universe going to town. He silences PPD. He can't get anything off. Meanwhile, Fear's gone for a great epicenter. Catches out the OD. He's going to immediately buy back. MSS still alive. He's on the run. He hasn't gone for this BKB, but this mobility of his is just fantastic. And Naga Siren also buying back. 2 buybacks from Stay Free. They've lost 3 heroes in this fight. And now EG just TP their way out. Oh, they lose MSS. Nice play coming out from Corey, as well as Michael Bublé, sniping off the Troll Warlord. But EG win that team fight convincingly.
That was almost pure outplay, I feel. EG splitting the fight very well, putting the OD in a position where he couldn't even find a good Sanity's Eclipse.
Yeah.
They've delayed the Scythe of Vice almost fatally. Like, look how low this OD's net worth is now post-buyback.
Yeah.
Now that there's a naked pair of Rax's top.
They're going down mid. Safe Free just trying to end this game now. They're saying we've got throughout ages, so we want to win right now.
I don't know that they can win if it goes any longer, so it makes sense.
There's no counter push to worry about. Both their other 2 lanes are in a good position, so EG have to defend this. They can't say, hey, let's just counter push. They've got to fight this.
Yep.
Universe goes in. He's got a hex. He hexes the OD. There's a stun to follow from the Sand King. Hits 2. And now a double hero impale as well. They've already brought down the OD. And this is not the start Stay Free we're hoping for. Nice Riptide coming out from Trout, but the damage has been done already, and EG have taken out the OD. Troll going to be respawning. Shackle Shot not going to land. If that had hit the Sand King with the Nyx Assassin, that could have been the moment they were hoping for. Sand King, 2 hero Burrow Strike. The Impale only catches 1, but Trout, it looks like, will be brought down. Needs a couple more right-click damage. They've also lost Sand King here, but immediate buyback. Fog gets shackled up, and now PPD, he's the one in trouble. He's on the front line trying to fight his way out of this one. The Desolator plus damage is there. Lycan actually brings down the Nyx, but now he gets stunned up, hexed up. He's going to have to use his Aegis. He's going to respawn and be in all sorts of trouble. He's got a BKB, but the Sprout should be able to keep him in place.
Oh, right, Sprout. Lycan doesn't have that bug anymore. Oh, they missed the Sprout? He's still dead.
It doesn't matter. He didn't actually pop the BKB. He got silenced up and brought down.
Probably should have BKB'd, I feel.
Yeah. I guess he was expecting to be sprouted and just killed, so he's like, I may as well save my BKB charge because it's still at 9 seconds, so...
Yeah, fair enough, but... Yeah, you're probably right. That's...
I think he
Again, the OD is just getting really dominated, and... That was just good stun chaining combined with the fact that, you know, we haven't really talked about it that much this cast, but Nyx Assassin is pretty good against Outworld Devourer because his damage scales with OD's critical stat. So he did 336 damage with just the Mana Bird, post-resistances and that.
Well, EG goes straight into the top lane. There's entire Stay Free team respawning as Lycan actually going to buy back for this one. Troll slept up. He toggles to sleep Fear, and now Fear is actually the one slept up, ensnared. He's going to stun his way in. He may just pay for this with his life. It looks like he's going to be the sacrificial lamb. EG decide to disengage, leave Fear to the Wolves, and, well, the Wolf, Mr. Michael Bublé, happy to take that kill.
They did convince Lycan to use BKB, so we'll see if that becomes important, because
as well
there's
as
a full
buyback.
minute left. Yeah. And Sand King doesn't have buyback for what it's worth, but he also doesn't have an especially onerous respawn timer.
Yep. And once again, Stay Free, it seems like they just want to go straight down the middle lane, try and end this game, force EG to defend, but this time EG are in a position where they can rat Dota down Stay Free. They TP Universe towards bottom. They're looking for that counter push. Have to see if Universe commits to this. You'll see this push stopping at middle lane and get a bit afraid here, knowing that he needs to find a new place to call home, I guess. He's actually swinging towards this top lane. Can he actually get some damage done to these Raxes?
Yeah, I mean, it's... Universe, even if he doesn't get the Rax here, which he absolutely can with Battle Trance.
Oh my gosh, that damage
he forces so many TPs. So Universe, he's got 19k net worth. There's just so little that they can do about it. Zai is tracking him, and honestly, I've loved the Shadow Blade.
He walks back into the Sentry. He's going to get a kill on PPD, though. He walked into a Sentry just to fight his way out of that one. Now he's on the run. He's going to just straight up TP out. Shackle's going to catch. Universe gets brought down.
He can buy back if he wants to, but he might not even want to.
Yeah. Could have just ran with the Shadow Blade, but he was thinking he could just get out. He didn't know the Windrunner was coming as well.
Right. Universe, he's had such an insane game, though. Like, he's really been the difference maker for EG the whole game. Otherwise, like, I think Lycan could have been...
OD. Is there a blink on this Nyx? There is.
Yeah, force.
OD's already forced out, so not going to get this kill. Meanwhile, mid lane Corey. I think Fog's just a bit too, I guess, afraid, and rightfully so, that he doesn't want to just blink in and possibly throw away his life as well.
With this tier 3 down, it's not as if Stay Free can't punish EG extremely heavily for an overextension. It's just that EG has to overextend for that to work for Stay Free. Because otherwise, Universe's global presence of just pushing down this Rax whenever the heck he feels like it, when you add Battle Trance in, the OD is just going to... He doesn't need auto attack items per se. Like, he doesn't need a Desolator himself, because Troll gives him everything he needs to push. I did want to say, I think the Shadow Blade pick is really good. I haven't seen it too much, but It's worked really well for him. When Lycan isn't in Shapeshift, he moves so slowly, and the Shadow Blade goes a long way to giving him good initiation and good capability to just start on somebody.
Yeah, and EG often not really... I feel like they just haven't had the necessary detection to deal with this. I'm surprised they haven't bought a gem on like someone like the Nyx Assassin yet, but... Well, as it stands, EG are going to have the Nature's Prophet respawning and back to pushing out these side lanes. They send Weaver bottom lane. They've got the Nature's Prophet up top, and Stay Free are looking for pickoffs here to sort of precede their push.
Yeah, that's really what they want. And they also want to delay the game until the Cheese Roshan as well, I feel. Lycan also needs to be a little bigger. Right now, Universe has so much more net worth. Lycan has Basher, which is a fantastic Lycan item, but I'd love to see it turned into an Abyssal before they really try to end the game. I don't know. Then again, no, I mean, they all want big items. Like, Corey really wants probably a Scythe of Ice. OD obviously has been making the Scythe of Ice for a year and a day.
Oh, he
Almost
still
there.
Hasn't got it. That's brutal.
Right. It's the buyback. That one fight over here, where they just got kind of murked by Universe and Fear, that really set them behind. Up until that point, I wouldn't say that they were losing by that much, but after that, it's been Stay Free on the back foot.
Yeah, Enzo's going to farm out these Ancients, and with this, he will have that Scythe of Ice. 32 minutes in, which normally would be an okay time for an OD, but this is a safe lane. Sorry, it wasn't a safe lane, it was a mid OD, but he just got shut down a bit too hard. He didn't really do that well against the Troll, and he's got 1 and 5 as his score right now, so really struggling on that OD is Enzo.
Yeah, Enzo, I mean, it's a difficult time. There's so many stuns, and yet your team is relying on you to not get BKB because you need the damage. Corey could be in trouble if Fog does a really good impale.
TP'd in here. There's no detection, though. Tralf, no dust or sentries. Corey, I don't actually know who has detection on this Dire side. Bane, I guess, is the one. No, Bane doesn't even have detection. They need more sentries. They just put one down, it looks like, but apart from that, they've got nothing.
There's a gem on Fear, and that is the only detection. Oh, no, there's the sentries on Fogged. I mean, these EG supports have so much stuff here. Like, I really like the fact that both of them have Blink. It's on-demand AoE stun anywhere you want it, basically.
Yep. Well, the Dire team need to buy some more sentries and dust. They're completely out. Now they've gone back for a gem. Okay, so Nagasiren picks up a gem of his own. Tralf going to make sure they have the detection they need, which is what you'd expect. At this stage in the game, not having detection at some point could cost you the game. Not to mention, denying your opponent's vision can also win you the game. So both teams will be looking to get more map control and make sure they don't get caught by surprise.
Right. I think Stay Free are in a position where they really... I mean, it's EG's game to lose, kinda. I think they just have to figure out when they want to sort of jump in, when Universe wants to really turn that split-pushing spigot on. And I think both teams are also looking to the third Roshan. Because if EG get that Rosh, I think it's more or less over. It would take a miracle. But if Stay Free get it, I still think that they can make a lot of stuff happen.
Well, as it stands, it's a 5k gold lead for EG, but we're reaching that point 33 minutes in where it's not really a big enough gold lead to really matter. And Stay Free still well in this game. They're going to get themselves a tier 2 tower, so even things up a little bit. And neither team now with any outer towers remaining. Such great pushing lineups for both teams has resulted in, well, absolute carnage of buildings.
Right. And that'll be, with the last outer tower down, it's all down to 2 lineups, both of which push incredibly well. EG with a little more control and with the ability to teleport anywhere, which is not to be underestimated, but Stay Free with Lycanthrope, who's also, I mean, he's getting to almost maxed. He's going to have his Abyssal, and then, I don't know what the other item he goes for is. There's a lot of options.
Well, Universe with a Demon Edge will be looking for either a crit or possibly an MK beat, depending which way he wants to go. Ooh, PPD, Sensual gets dropped. He saw the Nature's Prophet for a second, but Nature's Prophet is already on the run. PPD hasted up. If he gets caught in a Sprat, he could just straight up go down to a Silence plus Focus Fire on him.
Yeah. PPD is definitely the most in danger hero on the map. As games go really late, being Bane is so unfun because he's one of the worst flash farmers in the game. Unless he's getting a consistent amount of kills coming in, he just can't make items, period. Anybody on this map is going to clear creeps faster than PPD is. So this Bane is pretty much stuck on Arcane's Burn of Shadows.
MSS shackled up in mid lane. Is there follow-up? It looks like Stay Free a bit afraid for this one. There's a Scythe as OD force-staffs himself in, but it's already too late. MSS is going to get the hell out of there. And Roshan respawning at, I think, like 5-10 seconds time now.
Yeah, and they can clear it extremely quickly. So EG is going to have to have very, very, very fast fighters actually do this.
But
he did get rid of his medallion, so it will be slower in that respect.
Yeah, it's very, very marginally slower. And right now, it's EG going for a push on both bottom and top lane. But I think they just accept the fact they can't contest Roshan because of the Naga Siren sleep.
Yep, and fair enough. The
Fear
Naga
is
definitely.
Himself. He just blinked over to the Ancients here, thinking maybe he could go in for that Roshan, but It was too late. The Roche got brought down too fast, and he couldn't actually position himself for an epicenter blink
Wow.
when he saw it.
Scythe on Windrunner is done. Pretty good farming from Corey over this
Double
time. He now
hexes for
has
Stay Free.
yeah, and OD now because he has the Scythe and an Aegis, he's feeling very comfortable going for that BKB as well. So I don't know. The longer this goes, the more okay I feel it becomes. The universe can only get so big on Nature's Prophet.
Yes. And Nature's Prophet, like, he's kind of a carry in a sense, but he's not like, he doesn't match up against other carries. He's only a carry because he out-farms everyone else on the map. Like, he's 6k gold ahead of the Lycan, who's the next highest. He's 10k gold ahead of the OD in net worth. But once it sort of gets to an even point, Nature's Prophet doesn't really have any skills that make him a good carry.
Right. He's just a dude who gets lots of gold.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we haven't talked about Jo, because Jo's had an extremely quiet game, but he is 4-1-7. He's got 3k gold. He can add an MKB onto this loadout. And is Weaver like an underappreciated factor in this game where he can, with Battle Trance, just blow somebody up?
He's getting somewhat ignored, I guess. I guess the thing is for EG, so far it's been all about the Nature's Prophet, but once Troll now with a BKB, Weaver with an MKB, it suddenly becomes much more of a true tri-core lineup. So SF have
Universe
dual hex.
Abyssal.
Oh. Okay.
No detection.
Not enough damage. But
Well,
once these heroes are getting these items like MKB up, so maybe they can actually be a true tri-core lineup, and dual hexes may not be enough to deal with it, but Stay Free have so much to say. Well, the Bane as well, Windrunner Shackle shots. If these Windrunner Shackles land, I think Stay Free have the much stronger team fight.
I think they do have a strong team fight, especially if they can just blow up people like Universe quickly. Universe is carrying so much of the total net worth of EG by percentage that if Stay Free just chew through it. I'd love to see some more team fight items for them, though. I'd love to see... They of course have the Vlads on Lycanthrope. Although as Lycanthrope becomes more and more important, they're going to start regretting the fact that they built it on this guy. I mean, obviously it helped them a lot, but it's not as high impact as something bigger. But what I'd really like to see is like Pipe against Fear,
Okay.
Quiris against everybody else.
Yeah, Quiris would be fantastic, especially with the Battle Trance on EG's side as well.
I don't know. Who are you favoring right now, Gods? I honestly am not sure.
I think at this point it feels like the game is 50-50. The graphs give EG a slight edge, but this is without the, in my opinion, better late game lineup. Stay Free have hexes to deal with the EG carries. They've got an OD carry. They've got a Lycan with an Abyssal Blade now. Lycan, speaking of which, does get stunned up here in the top lane. Nature's Prophet thinking about TPing in. He's got a Hex, and this could be trouble. Hex gets used, and I think Michael Bublé going to take a fall. Here comes the grip from the Bane. This could actually save the Lycan. He pops the cheese. He pops the BKB. He's going to try to turn this one. Sandy's Eclipse blows up Fear here, and oh no, he needed to use the silence as well, I guess, but either way he can BKB out of that one. Universe trying to TP home. He's got no TP though, it's on cooldown, and now he's going to get brought down to one more right click. The power shot finishes him off, and EG have lost the Nature's Prophet. They've lost the Sand King as well. There is buybacks available for the Nature's Prophet, but Sand King does not have.
They did, for what it's worth, buy a cheese. So Zai, and I agree with this completely. I think that was the only decision to be made. He did have to use his cheese to survive that fight. So that's something.
That was PPD being in the right place at the right time. If he's not there, Lycan just straight up dies.
I was just about to say, like, I'm worried that PPD is just going to be a blank slot, not because of the player, but because of the hero. But that was a great Fiend Script, even if it only lasted half duration. They almost catch Jo with a smart smoke, but Jo very quickly time-lapsing.
It's on cooldown for the next 30 seconds, and Stay Free are going to actually be in the base in that 30 seconds. EG, I think, just going to lose Raktus here. Nature's Prophet still waiting for the buyback. We'll wait for a fight to break out. Fog maybe looking for a blink stun. He's going to go in. Only catches that one. They need to get... I was about to say the Naga Siren, but Naga Siren gets off the sleep. And Epicenter used during it. No damage done by Fear. He's still got the Burrow Strike. They've still got the Suns and Disables. Fog going to take a fall, though. Can't even get for Carapace. Burrow Strike hits two. Immediate buyback from Nyx Assassin. They need these stuns desperately. They've lost Fear already. And EG in desperate danger of going down 2-1 here. Stay Free. They've lost Lycan. They're going to now lose the Naga Siren. EG are fighting back. They're pushing out. They kill off the OD. Nature's Prophet. It's Universe, the hero of this game so far for EG. PPD gets stunned while trying to TP out. He's going to go down. Only the Windrunner escapes the TP out from Corey. And now here comes the buyback. OD buyback. Naga Siren buyback. Have these other heroes got it? Bane does not. Lycan does not.
That's really, really bad. And EG, that's the downside of not having something like the Quiris for the extra AoE armor, is that Jo just chews through you. He gets a triple kill in that fight because, you know, Troll's hitting you, you have a MKB Weaver who's getting the benefit of Desolator, and all you have for armor is Vladimir's Offering. The beginning of the fight was good for them, but then Lycan just dropped like this, and they don't get the racks. Lycan's down for 28 seconds. Now it's Stay Free who are in dire straits.
Yeah, this game just such a back and forth ride here. We're going to see the tower get focused on. Naga Siren, no sleep for a good minute or so. If this was a level 3 Naga Siren ultimate, it would have that 60-second cooldown, and boy, Stay Free would love that right now, because it would be back up already. Shackle shot! Corey, what a hero! Going to stall the push. Can they actually kill off Jo? Yes, they do! Jo's brought down. He's got buyback with a time-lapse. Should have fight break out, but it looks like he does not want to use it. He does. He goes in. Time-lapse is back into the fight. EG want to try seal the deal here. Stun catches out too. Great stun from Fear. Fog wants to stun as well, but it's Shackle again! Corey's done it! He shackles two. EG here is alive. Stay Free are fighting for survival here. Corey gets brought down. Here comes the Lycan. Michael Bublé brings down one, looking for some more. EG starting to chew through their buyback. Universe needs to be kept alive. He has not got buyback, and he's going to get the kill on the Lycan. Lycan dead. Stay Free with just 2 alive. It's all up to Enzo now on the OD, and this could be the end for Stay Free. They've got themselves a fantastic last fight here, but even the shackle shots from Corey just isn't enough for Stay Free to win this fight.
He shouldn't have... There's no way that Lycan should have gone for that Universe kill. You're going so deep against a lineup that has these stuns that can just hit you, and your BKB is down to 5 seconds. I mean, Zai's had a good game. Don't get me wrong. He's done... Yeah. He was a very important hero for this team. But
EG need to get Raxus now. They've got like 10-second window before Naga Siren's back. It's just OD and Winrunner. They've got dual hexes, but while Lycan's dead, Naga Siren's not up with sleep. EG need to get at least a second save of Raxus, potentially Mega Creeps here.
Yeah, but those shackle shots, Gods, doesn't get it there. Gets the scythe, but it's not enough.
They're gonna get Enzo.
Enzo. He's way out. He's got an Astral. He doesn't
brought down, and that is bad news for Stay Free. The Naga Siren came too late. He actually used to sleep at bottom lane, it looks like. Universe gonna silence up Trout. Now there's your grip. This is it. EG gonna lose the Nature's Prophet at bottom lane. He hasn't actually got buyback, but EG get themselves middle Raxus here. They're gonna be pretty happy with their claims here over in the Stay Free base, and it looks like we're approaching the end.
Almost 5 Raxus for EG there, and with 79 seconds with no Nature's Prophet, it's time for Stay Free to go completely all in. 5 down middle, try to take this before Nature's Prophet respawns. That is... The problem is the creeps are all pushed way in, but with Lycanthrope they should be able to clear this out and just go straight down mid. The chances are extremely dim, and EG can probably just split push Mega Creeps them, but it's not 0%.
EG would love to backdoor this melee Rax. That would give them an almost guaranteed victory. At least cut down that 5% chance into a 1% chance.
Something. Fogged, staying free up in the bottom lane.
Greedy play from him, and that's one hero dead on the EG side who does not have buyback. So if they go for that big YOLO push down the mid lane, well,
I think
it's suddenly one less hero. That's no Impale stuns, no Carapace stuns to deal with.
I'm concerned, though. I feel like they're running out of time. Universe is up in 30, and Universe is...
He's going to be out for this fight, or at least maybe not the start of the fight. Maybe the EG lose mid-Raxus, but he'll be out for the second lane that Stay Free try and push.
Or if they go for Ancient, which...
And the other thing Universe can do when he respawns is just, well, go backdoor. Go backdoor either Raxus or possibly the Throne.
Here's Fear. He's TPing back.
He's got no pushing power. His most valuable asset is his stun and disable here in the enemy base.
They're
going Throne.
Straight for it.
Wow, this is it. The Howl gets popped. Nature's Prophet is already back, so EG cannot go for a counter Throne. They're going to push a lot slower here. They've got to fight this. They've got to push him back. And Stay Free going for one last hurrah here. They already bring down the Bane here. Bane's really a bit of a non-factor. Hex onto Michael Bublé. The Lycan taking too much damage. He's going to pop the ulti form, but he's just using this to survive. He's on the run here. Enzo now. Well, the song being used and everyone TPing out. Enzo's got no TP. He's just going to straight up die here, it looks like. He gets completely abandoned here. Sanking's going to be the first stun. They've got a Nyx Assassin stun as well, and Enzo takes a fall.
Where's your Homecoming Stone, bro? Gotta have that Homecoming Stone. That's too bad. I feel like OD could have gotten out of there no problem if he just carried a TP.
Yeah. Or maybe the Naga Siren had to wait like another... I guess Naga Siren like insta-TP'd after the song. They needed to get more time for OD to at least run away.
For Force Staff? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if that would have been enough.
Naga Siren could have given his TP to the OD. That's what should have happened.
Oh, true. He actually totally could have done that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Give your TP to OD. OD TP's out. Naga Siren, well, you die for the cause.
I feel that Lycan did all he could do, almost, and just Enzo's not quite big enough on the OD. Like, the BKB is still not up, and so he's just died again and again to Nyx Assassin.
Well, the late game of the Lycan just not as impressive, getting kited around too badly here. They're going to lose the Sanking EG, and he doesn't have buyback, but they kill off the Lycanthrope, and with him dead, he's actually going to buy back. He's got buyback. They're trying to buy time for the OD. Another Song of the Siren. That 60-second cooldown helping out so much. MSS, Abyssal Blade. If they can bring down MSS, he's ensnared up. He's actually going to take a fall here. And Troll does not have buyback. Shackle shot on 2 heroes again. Corey has just been an absolute master with these shackles. Stay Free have lost Mega Creeps here, but they are still fighting. They're still in this game, it looks like. They want to try and maybe go for one big last push. Universe has a buyback, though. And with Nature's Prophet on the playing field, it's always so hard to push. That backdoor potential is just too much to deal with, possibly.
I don't know that because Universe just got buyback, he had only 1 minute left on it, and by now it ticked down, obviously. With Universe on the field, you can't win a race, right?
Yeah.
All the lanes are so far pushed in. If this happened a minute earlier, I think they could have actually maybe just...
Oh.
It was there, says Fox.
It was there, they just didn't take it.
It's a throw now. That is the Courier. People should check that out on the Steam Marketplace. It looks really good. Not the Marketplace, the workshop.
I think it only comes with the D2L ticket, though. But
the Courier comes with the D2L ticket?
Is
that public knowledge?
Is it a separate thing?
I think it's a separate thing.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, never
because
mind.
it's a team item, right?
Is it actually in the workshop yet?
It's in the workshop, but not on the store.
I was about to say, because EG are not using their own Courier if it's actually in the game.
Oh, yeah, it's not, like, available, I think. Corey just showing off his shackle shotting skills against the Mega Creeps. I don't know. It's really hard to win against Mega Creeps, guys. Profound analysis there from me.
Well, the EG the EG throw is there, apparently. Is there another throw left in them? That's the big question here. Because with Mega Creeps, with a Nature's Prophet, with this kind of late-game items, and as well as looking at the buyback tab, what really matters now. Weaver has buyback, Nyx Assassin, and Sanking at buyback. So the two supports as well as the Weaver does. Nature's Prophet, a long cooldown on his, and Troll, his is back up in about 5 seconds time. So he just needs a bit of gold. So EG have 4 buybacks. They've got a Nature's Prophet. They've got Mega Creeps. It feels like the throw potential is just the only way.
It's pretty limited, yeah. They'd have to throw some pretty...
Yeah.
And Roche is up, and again, Stay Free just... They're going to try to contest, which... I mean, they're in desperate situations, so why the hell not? If Corey can maybe godlike shackle shot his way, they do have multiple force
EG see him
stats.
coming. They ping him and...
Yeah. He's got Blink Windrunner, by the way, so he is in full Steel Aegis mode.
Yes. Steel Aegis / hit some amazing 2-hero shackle shots. And it looks like they fall back. They decide EG are going to get this Roshan Aegis uncontested. Cheese as well as there.
Yeah, they just had to fortify just to save against Mega Creeps. Lycan is trapped in by Mega Creeps. The body blocks, the sick plays. Whoa, Dota from the Mega Creeps.
Oh man, this is.
Uh-oh, they're gonna block him again. Yo,
a
Lycan.
sad sight.
Lycan,
He can fight. Let's go live still. Needs a Battle Fury now. Deal with these creeps.
He does need a Battle Fury. That's a good point.
Well, EG not messing around too much here. Jao can buy a Butterfly, but he may just... Okay, he's going to buy it. Not worry about buyback, so I think that's fine. EG just in such a decisive position here. They're waiting on the Nature's Prophet buyback, maybe? If EG want to play this super safe and avoid throwing at all costs, they wait 3 minutes for that Nature's Prophet buyback.
I mean, what the hell? Why the hell not? This is a 3-day tournament. Like, you're either going to be knocked out or advance to the finals. There's no reason for Stay Free to leave. There's no reason for EG to try to end this, because they're so far ahead. The only way they lose is if they commit, right? So we're in that funny Dota situation where the Nash equilibrium is for nobody to do anything.
Well, Stay Free. It's one last hurrah for them. Here come the TPs in, and EG are ready to seal the deal here. They want to go for this song being deployed here. Gonna catch a few, but I'm not sure exactly what it's setting up. It's just really buying time more than anything.
We're down to the Ishin, and here goes...
He's got no buyback. It's a great first target to kill off. MSSF focusing their throwing. EG with ease. Bring it down. No glyph was there, and EG take this game. I'm losing my voice after that game almost. Holy cow.
That was a pretty crazy game. I really think there were a lot of points at which Stay Free were very close. In the end, I think they didn't pull quite enough out... For the second time in this series, they didn't pull quite enough out of the OD pick to just take it. 3-8-7, like it's... I mean, he didn't get dumped on, but he didn't bring the massive damage, and Nyx Assassin fed on him.
Yeah, I got to give some of Stay Free players just full. I like the use of the Lycan pick. It really was a nice little breath of fresh air in this competitive match here in the final game. And the Windrunner Corey had some amazing shackle shots.
For sure. Corey's like really a rising star in my opinion. He's really good, and in general, the Stay Free team is like. They pushed EG to very, very, very close to being eliminated from this game.
I mean, say what you want and say how EG should be beating a team like this convincing. I think this speaks more to Stay Free being a team to look out for in some upcoming tournaments.
I agree with you.
They're not going to be at the Full Sail event, but hopefully they maybe make it to Full Sail. To Columbus, where they can maybe turn some heads there, because these guys are a legit team. They've got some true potential here coming over from Hon, and we've seen teams like Fnatic do fantastic after some time to adjust, which seems to be all Stay Free need.
Absolutely. I think Stay Free are legit. Like all these players are legit. The team's legit.
Yep.
I expect great things for them. Like EG, like they didn't play. Nobody played poorly this game. Like Universe was a monster, and yet they still almost lost. Now part of that's that Lycan's TI4 meta, but still.
They're using it. Yeah. Well, it's not quite TI4 time. There's 6 months to perfect this for Stay Free, but that does it for today. So a big thanks for joining me, Vikramon, as always. It was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
If you guys want to show your support to Vikramon, you can follow him on Twitter, Facebook, and all other mediums. He's at Vikramon. Myself, I'm BTS Gods on Twitter, or I think BTS Gods as well on Facebook now. So BTS Gods on both those mediums. Big thanks, Vikramon. I'm sure we'll be having you on the cast shortly. So any last thoughts, closing words?
No, GG's. Thanks BTS. Thanks all the viewers in both in Dota TV and Twitch TV for checking out some high quality Dota in this ESP tournament. You can still pick up the ticket, I think. $4 for the ticket, $12 for the
Yes.
ticket, and a pretty sweet ass CK set.
Yep. 2 final matches tomorrow. Best of 3 semi-finals. That's going to be Fnatic versus Speed Gaming. Looking forward to that. And potentially a Speed Gaming versus EG Grand Finals. And that'll be, well, assuming they beat Fnatic. Whatever you get, for either Fnatic or Speed Gaming against EG in the Grand Finals will be fantastic. So those 2 games will be tomorrow after We Play Dota 2. We've got Alliance versus Speed Gaming in a best of 5 for We Play
Damn.
Dota 2 action.
That's gonna be a
That's sick.
knockdown drag out fight.
Yeah, or Alliance just shows up like after losing 2-0 last time. They may just show up and say we're going to 3-0 stomp you guys. So
Could
you
we'll,
never really
we'll
know
see.
with Alliance.
We'll see. We'll see.
That does it for today, guys. So a big thanks to everyone for tuning in. Big thanks to our producer Jarrett, Kawa Dota. You can follow him on Twitter. He's been doing a 18, 19-hour day, so he's had it out. He's had enough. So
Poor
with that,
Kawa. This game went long too. He was already losing it, and then this game went to 50 minutes.
that's Mr. Jarrett Robinson. Now we're just gonna end it there. See you guys. Good night.